Hi guys, it's Melody and I am doing my Module 10 reflection. What experiences that I have with interactive technologies. I know that there were some things that we used in high school, projectors and things like that we used. I don't remember a whole lot about them. I have more knowledge about the interactive technologies from when I was a parent in an autism classroom. We used interactive technologies quite frequently. The thing that comes to mind that we used was the smartboard. It helped us a lot in our classroom and we used it a lot. The rendition of the interactive whiteboard, I would say would be SmartTech. I was extremely impressed with SmartTech. I hadn't heard of it before or had any knowledge or ever worked with it. But one thing that I liked was that the technology, where they could write on the board and erase with different things, their fingertip, a ball, things like that. One negative that I remember most about the smartboard was the pens and the eraser were almost more of a toy. That is some behavioral issues. One thing that the students would do is get up and go mess with the pens and go mess with the eraser, and we would put them up any time that we remembered to, but it happened far too often that the pens would disappear, or while using one of the pens or the eraser they'd throw it, things like that. With the SmartTech, that's not an option because they don't have they don't have to use the pens and the eraser like they did with the smartboard in the classroom. So I really liked that. I feel like it would help a lot with hand-eye coordination and wanting to go back to an autism classroom like I do. Hand-eye coordination is a big deal, and I think the SmartTech would work great with doing that. It has a lot of features that could definitely benefit the students. As far as the interactive app, I liked the Paradic, even though it's through Google. I'm not usually a huge Google fan, but I was actually really impressed with this one. I thought it was really easy to use. There was a lot of features, and it was easy to access those. Another thing that I really liked was the instructor control. As an instructor, I want that control. I want to know exactly where my students are, the progress that they're making, where they're not making progress. I want to know all those things so that I can help to better educate them, and know exactly what's going on with each of my students. And that is, an option whenever you use that app, and I really liked that. If I had to only pick one, I would probably say the SmartTech. I was extremely impressed with that, and that's definitely something that I want to use in the future. My thoughts on the article, I thought it was pretty interesting. As far as the clickers, I don't have a whole lot of experience with those. I don't know a whole lot about them. Obviously, I've learned, some things in this class, but besides that, I didn't know a whole lot. One thing that I found extremely interesting is that these go back to the 1960s. I had no idea that they were around, back then. Honestly, I thought that they were something, that were trending, over the last, decade or something like that. I didn't know that it went back so far. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't feel that there's a whole lot of research done. I don't know that I would use them a whole lot in my classroom, maybe so often or something like that. If I were to use the clickers, do I think I would have similar results? I do. I think they would be somewhat similar. No, I don't think they'd be right on. But I think along the same lines, I would get pretty close to the same results. But like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the clickers, and I don't feel that they're as effective as some other ideas. But as far as the article, I found it really interesting. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.